You walk into a room and the mental gymnastics begin immediately. You find yourself calculating the judgments of others, reflexively softening your words and watering down your convictions just to maintain a sense of safety. Most people label this people-pleasing, viewing the constant need for approval as a built-in, perhaps even humble personality trait. This pressure to conform functions as a highly calculated, silent spiritual trap. It uses the weight of human opinion to keep millions of believers playing small and staying silent. Scripture identifies this as the fear of man, a specific spiritual muzzle designed to stifle the exact calling God placed on your life. There is a heavy irony in the situation. A person created by God living in slavery to the arbitrary opinions of people who had no hand in their creation. Defeating this paralyzing anxiety requires a tactical deconstruction of the trap and the deployment of specific spiritual strategies that render human judgment irrelevant. In the precise center of the Bible, Psalm 118 provides a foundational contrast, stating that it is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. Modern culture encourages us to build our identity on fragile variables, the approval of a boss, the validation of peers, or the stability of a relationship. When we lean our weight on a crumbling pillar, disapproval feels like a total collapse. But the fear of man loses its grip when you shift your reliance onto the infallible backing of God. Confidence is stable because the bedrock is indestructible. Identifying the true origin of social anxiety is equally critical. 2 Timothy 1:7 is a concept that directly challenges the enemy's tactical advantage. This social anxiety operates as a demonic bluff, masquerading as logic. It attempts to frame fear as a natural part of your personality, rather than recognizing it as an external spiritual attack. Utilizing a sound mind allows you to see this bluff for what it is. This clarity grants you the explicit divine authority to reject the anxiety entirely, rather than negotiating with it. Exposing the lack of structural stability and the false logic of fear strips the threat of its power, leaving it exposed and ineffective. Kim David's experience in Psalm 27 serves as a high-stakes study in managing overwhelming opposition. David was being hunted for his life, facing betrayals from his own son and his closest allies. While logic would suggest praying for the elimination of his enemies, David focused on a single objective: to dwell in the house of the Lord. David understood that the fear of man thrives in isolation. Shifting focus into God's presence suffocates that fear, replacing anxiety with overwhelming light. Prioritizing the macroscopic reality of God shrinks the microscopic threat of human judgment. The crowd's opinions become inconsequential against God's scale. Romans 8:31 provides the final reality check for this shift in perspective, asking who can successfully stand against you if God is for you. People will continue to judge and oppose, but the backing of the Creator renders that opposition legally and spiritually irrelevant to your purpose. Once you comprehend that the architect of the universe is standing with you, the volume of the crowd ceases to be a factor. You were designed to walk in bold, unapologetic purpose, a stark contrast to the exhausting cycle of tiptoeing through life to avoid offending critics who will judge you regardless. This battle happens from a position of victory already secured by Christ. You are operating from a place of established triumph rather than struggling to reach it. Your challenge today is to select one of these 4 strategic insights and actively deploy it tomorrow morning. When that familiar pressure to shrink back returns, speak the truth of the word directly to it. Solidify your commitment by dropping a comment below with the strategy you are choosing first. This simple act of declaration helps activate your faith and focus your intent. Share this with someone currently bound by the fear of man. It is time to step out of the shadows and walk in your unmuzzled calling.
'Cause we walk by faith and not by sight, into the gray, into the